What is going on, guys? Coach Ty here with the amazing Coach Lori, and we are starting season 2. This is the first episode of 2026. And not only that, we have a special guest who we're going to be talking to shortly. Evelyn, thank you.
Thank you for being here.
Before we jump into that, we're going to talk about something that just changed the course of history today.
Yeah.
It looks like there's been a change to the American food pyramid. And this is huge news, guys. And the reason it's such big news is because now the actual food pyramid reflects what me and Lori have been saying since January 1st of 2025. So now you guys will know that we're just not making some of these things up. So, Lori, we could start talking about it because you've obviously worked with the people who made this possible. How about we start there, and then we could actually talk about the pyramid itself.
So what's interesting is this is like 3/4 of a century, 75 years of trying to get false science, no science, politics, and nutrition because of the food industry. It's such a tangled web. So for me today is like when I remind myself that truth always prevails. That's what today is, right? And then as a coach and as a MetFix affiliate, going out and reversing chronic disease and illness, all my patients aren't diabetic anymore, all these things, the power of food is so underestimated, right, across the board. And we're working on now from this day forward, erasing the lies and mistruths and politics in food. And it's the happiest I've been in like 2 months because I lost a few family members at the end of 2025, and it was all because, carbs, diabetes, cancer, all the things that we've been taught in school and from our doctors, because doctors only know what they know. Their training comes from, Ansel Keys' 7-country study that was like garbage back in 1950s. So it's a big time for us, and we have to consider like the military, children's school lunches. We see 9-year-olds with fatty liver disease now. Incredibly horrible things in health, chronic disease in 1 in 3 kids right now. Like it's really crazy. So for me, I know for a lot of people it's hard because we look at a white coat and we're like, they know everything, this is everything. But this is a long time in the process of happening. So I just want to express my gratitude for everyone that was a part of this. People in VSI and MetFix that work with HHS have helped make this happen. And it's a proud day for me because now the work that I've been doing for 12 years with people is finally solidified. I think about people have been talking about this for 30, 40 years, knowing that LDL is not a marker for cholesterol causing heart problems and things and all, and watching people getting sicker and sicker decade after decade after decade. So here we are. We have turned a corner. And I know the funny thing is that South Park's episode talking about flipping a food pyramid, we had on a podcast because they were like, what's wrong? They're like, it's upside down. I'm like, it is upside down. So this is a great thing. And I know that it's going to be hard for a lot of people because when we really believe something, so I mean, we're here to like talk about anything with anyone, every study, every debunked study, cancer study, like we have a plethora of things for that. And so not only do we support our members with CrossFit and High Rocks and barbell and personal training and MetFix, like we're like the super center of fitness, but we're also health and wellness and whatever questions we can help answer to make this big change more understandable and so that you can see the positivity in it, I'm all for it. Like,
absolutely.
Yeah, I respect people's opinions, and I know it's hard to change our mind because this is 75 years of.
That's
That's all I know to say about that.
No, I was gonna say that. Like, I'll be honest with you. Most people I know who are in probably my generation and everybody up is still going to think that the old way is the way, which it's not at all. But like you said, the new generation coming up years from now, if this is what they're being shown and taught, it will actually get them on track to where they need to be. And as you said, I'm not going to argue it. You don't have to, like, we could talk about debunking stuff. I remember having hot lunch in school. It was pizza and chocolate milk and nonsense and cherry Coke. And it's like, I know that's bad. You shouldn't be giving that to any kid. This is me in the third grade. They were ruining us. And obviously it took me until growing up to understand how everything was so upside down. So I'm actually happy that we mentioned that. So really quick, guys, I have the pyramid here. You're obviously going to have to look this up because I know you can't see it now, but we're just going to talk about like what the biggest change was. And Lori hit it on the head. South Park hit it on the head. It was turned upside down. So now proteins and dairies and healthy fats are what should be your main course along with vegetables. So if you're looking at this new pyramid, it shows steak, chicken, cheese, fish, eggs. At the top, also blended in with broccoli, vegetables, tomatoes, lettuce. And then as you move down this pyramid, it starts to get into fruit, butter, grapes. And then there's a line that literally cuts it off. And it's just tiny little triangle for grains like breads or rice or other items. So this is basically it is almost like Glassman was able to take over the country because this is what he's been saying since we started CrossFit. This is how it's supposed to be: meat, veggies, little fruit. What is it? Nuts and seeds.
Some starch, little fruit, no sugar, no seed oil.
There it is.
Yeah.
And so that's it.
1974, right? Like, and his dad was a doctor. It's not like he's just like
some random dude.
He grew up in the medical world, so a lot of people don't know that about him. But yeah, so it's a very exciting start to the year. Just like this is a very exciting start to season 2. Like I feel the energy and excitement, and you know what it is? It's the hope. It's hope.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's absolutely.
That's a great way to start the year. Is this hope for future people's health and their future and longevity? Like, yeah.
And so for those who may still think that this isn't supposed to be, you could look at me and Lori because this is how we live. These are the foods that we eat consistently, and this is the result that produces. So we'll probably talk about this all throughout the year, but we're not going to keep Evelyn waiting.
Yeah, so we are so excited because Evelyn, you've been here for exactly 11 years and 2 months, probably 2.5 at this point, right?
Yes.
Everyone knows you and loves you. I know that people will even move their schedules around to get in and work out when you're working out in the morning.
Oh, wow.
Evelyn, you're fantastic. So you embody commitment and strength and consistency, and you're genuine. And these are the things that, like, this year I presented you with an award for Exceptional Member for 2025. And it meant everything that I said in there because you are, I mean, I wish there were more Evelyns in the world. So having you on the podcast today,
thank you.
It's fantastic. And I can't think of a better way to start 2026.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Talking to everyone and sharing a little bit about you. So welcome, Evelyn, to the podcast. And I will start with question 1. Before we get into why you started and when at CrossFit San Ramon, which is also a great story, tell me about your background. What were you involved in high school sports and after?
Nothing.
The
one thing that I did do, and my husband had to remind me, so I was a cheerleader in high school. And that was actually, at that time, we're talking in 1970, a long time ago. And I remember our cheerleader coaches said that we were just as fit as the football players. And it was not easy. It was very fun. But that's all I did.
That's a lot.
But then nothing for 20 years.
Cheerleading's no joke.
Yeah.
I mean, we watch everything. I mean, their training's intense.
It's not the same as what Ashley does, but what we did for that day and age was a lot. And it was a lot of fun. But then after that, I went off to college, got married, had kids. Nothing. I hardly did anything, just was very, very busy with my life. And not until I was close to my 60s, I started hiking. And that's about it. We did some big hikes with my daughter. You all know Marissa. We hiked at Zion and Bryce. We did all of Big Sur and everywhere around Tahoe. And then when she went to Nashville, I hiked with her in Nashville. But no formal athletic background in anything until I came here.
There you go.
So you just
And why did I come here?
Well, yeah, that's the next question, because for somebody who says basically up until I was 60, I wasn't doing too much.
No, I
Still,
was not.
what makes you one day walk into a CrossFit gym?
So I'm much older than many of my coworkers and peers, just like here in the gym. I'm much older than many of my peers here at the gym. But they were all getting into Spartan races, and I was a little miffed that they didn't ask me to join them. So I went out on my own, and I signed up my daughter Marissa and myself for an obstacle course race. And after I did that, I thought, this is a little crazy. I've never done any of this. I have no idea what to do, how to do it. And I found CrossFit San Ramon. And I came in on a Friday and I met Tim and Lori. And they said, oh, sure, come back on Monday. We'll get you started. And I said, no, I have to start today. It was a Friday. So I came back Friday afternoon. It was my first try at the class. I did it for a month, had the obstacle course race. And I will have to say that I won in my age group.
There you go.
So that was a pretty amazing thing. And I remember them telling me that they needed to look at my driver's license to verify my age, which was funny.
I believe that.
But I loved CrossFit so much. I came back, and I had to tell you, it was not an all in, all at once. I started off with 2 days a week because I was working and doing other things with my life at the time. But I started off with 2 days a week. Then my kids would come home from wherever they were, and they'd want to go to CrossFit 5 days a week. So being a good mom, I would come with them 5 days a week, and after a week, I would be exhausted. But then when they would leave and I'd go back to 2 days a week wasn't enough. So then I moved up to 3 days a week, and then I said 3 days isn't enough, and I started coming unlimited 5 days a week. Yeah. So I've been doing that probably for the 10 years. 10 years worth. And I've had a lot of roadblocks and detours here and there. But I'm here and I love it. Obviously, if I've been here long enough, and I do love it, it's been good for me. And I have to say one thing is I also do it because I want my kids and my family to be proud of me. Not me being proud of them, which I obviously am, but I want it to be in the reverse. I'm like the parent that's become the child now.
It's nice. No, that makes sense. I mean, as moms, our whole life is taking care of our kids and our spouse and praise and accolades and taking stuff and watching them and celebrating them. And what you do here is nothing short of amazing. Like, I'll be training a client and look over, and there's Evelyn just ripping out pull-ups, and I'm just like, God, you're amazing. I love that. So I know how proud they are of you. Granted, I haven't talked to Eric at all, but I know they all are.
Thank you.
And they should be, because you are extraordinary. You are.
I don't think about it, honestly. I just do what I do. It's my life.
Just do what I do.
I love you.
I like that.
Yeah.
All right. Question number 2, let's talk about confidence. So obviously, the number question, has CrossFit changed your confidence outside of the gym, as in how you may carry yourself, how you set boundaries, how you may handle challenges in your daily life? Has CrossFit changed your personal confidence level outside of this?
That's kind of a funny question. And I've always been a very self-confident person. I think it's just the way I am. And I brought that confidence to CrossFit. As opposed to CrossFit bringing it to me, because I came in here knowing that I was going to do what they told me to do. And that's why I've been here so long. I have a lot of confidence to try and do what I can do now. I mean, things have changed a little bit, but I still try and do the best that I can do. The confidence that CrossFit gave me outside of the gym, though, and I feel this is what CrossFit benefits many people who do it, and many should do it. I always felt that CrossFit helped you do better whatever you do outside of CrossFit. The only other sport that I sort of dabbled with and never got great at, but I got pretty good, was downhill skiing.
Oh, wow.
And I didn't do it for very long. I didn't have time to do it when my kids were growing up, and CrossFit helped me get better at skiing. So that confidence level increased. But I honestly believe that you have to have some confidence to come into CrossFit. It does return itself to you, but you need to have it to start it. and to continue and to be successful at it.
Yeah.
So
I couldn't agree with that more.
Absolutely.
Obviously, yeah. Just just the fact that you were the one who chose to sign up for an obstacle race shows the confidence that you had. Because most people probably wouldn't even have done that part, even starting working out. But you're like, of course,
thank you.
I could do it. So that makes sense.
Yeah. I love that. I think it's funny. So when I started, I had zero confidence.
Oh, okay.
But my why was to lose 100 pounds and live for my daughter at the start.
Sure.
So I had desperation.
Okay.
So
No, that's good.
But I feel like so many different things bring us here. But the point is, we support you in it, and then you build, the security of knowing that when you come to work out, you've got coaching and
Yes.
community and all the things. And then absolutely everything you do within the walls translates to any activity outside.
Yes.
And that is everything.
Yeah.
Right? Like I hear so many moms and dads in here. I went skiing with my family.
Right.
I kept up. Or
Right.
I tried water skiing for the first time, and I was better than my kids. And
Yeah.
you're just like, because there's a level of fitness that you don't get just doing machines or cables and
Agree.
stuff.
Totally agree. My legs got
Yes,
yes, which was good for skiing.
which is everything. Yeah. So I love this.
Thank you.
Awesome. All right. So let's talk about a big life transition called retirement. What did that change for you when you retired? Because you don't look like you're even old enough to retire. So people are going to be like, show the ID at the end, Evelyn. But when you made the decision to retire, a very important job and a job that you had for decades and decades, 45 years. Yeah. How did that work for you? Did it change the way you looked at CrossFit? Did you need CrossFit more? Did you find that you could keep up with health while traveling? You had a busy life.
So if you don't really know my story, I mean, I did come to CrossFit 5 days a week while I was working when I could, as often as I could. So that was already in place. 6 and 7 days is probably a bit much, but 5 days a week. So when I retired because that was during COVID. My job was horrible at that time, doing what I do, and I just didn't want to deal with it anymore. And I was already 67. So I was already beyond retirement age. And I knew I didn't want to deal with COVID in my job. So when I retired, it just gave me the liberty to come in 5 days a week and not feel like I'm so tired I need to get here, which I would still do. Getting here after being tired is actually very energizing.
Yeah.
But the big difference was I could come in the morning. My schedule changed enough that I didn't have to come in the afternoons. I could come in the morning. And I have to honestly say that I miss coming in the afternoons and meeting all the people that work in the afternoon. I know there's so many members here that I don't know and they don't know me. And I'm a very gregarious person and I like to meet and introduce myself to everyone that I haven't. So I do miss that a lot, but retirement allowed me to come in the morning.
Yeah.
And that was great. Although that was kind of a short-lived experience because then I had health issues shortly after I retired. But no, it's been great.
Yeah.
It's been great. It's people ask me what I do and I have to think about it a lot. I don't do a lot maybe in my own mind, but maybe in some other people's minds. I'm in a CrossFit every day is huge. It's a goal that I have.
Yeah.
And the traveling part of it, that's kind of been inspired by health issues that prevent me from doing what I want to do and realizing also that at this stage in my life that I need to do more of whatever I couldn't do 10 years ago. I wasn't able to travel and do other things because of my lifestyle and family situation. So retirement has changed a lot of that and I'm able to go on vacation and feel like I'm fit to do the things that you have to do when you go on tours and excursions. And I'm not in a wheelchair and I can get up and down the stairs and do all the things that a lot of people can't at my age. So
That's amazing.
it's good.
That right there should be that should be what sells CrossFit. Imagine reaching this age and not being able to live life that you've been wanting to. You've been working so long, and now you finally get to make work the last thing on your mind. And now you have this bad health, and you can't even take advantage. So it's very good to see that somebody like you was able to actually see it and seize the opportunity of a lifetime. That even at this age, you're still living. You're
Oh, I've done
you're just existing. Like, you know, it's like
You're just living life to the fullest.
yeah.
trying to.
Like I have a grandpa who's maybe like 2 years old and he was in a wheelchair. So like you said,
Yeah.
it's just like that. It's very simple to see
Well,
what the issue is. So
Oh man,
Isn't that crazy? It's a crazy thought.
Because
It's a crazy thought.
I would never think that.
One of the funny stories that comes back to me, because I love what I did for work. Obviously, I did it for 45 years, but one of the funniest things was I worked at a job out of many jobs that I had. I worked with a young woman whose mother I worked with. But that mother, my coworker, was pregnant with that young woman when I worked with her. So is that funny? I worked with her in utero and
yep,
that's a real thing. It was kind of crazy.
through all her little spans of life.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy.
Let's move on. So, question 4. You've kind of answered this, but obviously, me and you had got kind of deep off the camera when you were on the treadmill about growing up and what your life was like. But this question is, where does this level of consistency come from? Like I said, first of all, just the fact that you worked 45 years, that is definitely a baby in your trade. That is not new.
Yeah, we talked about
new
that.
race or trade.
Definitely a boomer, product of the boomer generation, but also the product of immigrant parents who came here. My mother never spoke English. She never drove. They instilled in me, I mean, it sounds kind of cliche, but a very strong work ethic, commitment, and just being honestly a good citizen. They came to America to become Americans, and they actually embodied that in my mind. And they taught me to do the same thing. Yeah, so hard work for sure. I started working when I was in the 7th grade.
What was your first job then?
Peeling potatoes and onions in my dad's restaurant.
There you go.
And then I started working at a paid job when I was 14. My brother would drive me to work, and I worked at a friend's floral shop, making bows, wrapping flowers during all the holidays, which is crazy for a florist shop. I worked forever. Yeah, I instilled that. I will just say I instilled that same trait. Or I made my kids, I don't know, I made them get a job when they turned 16. It was a requirement. When you turn 16, you must get a job. And they've all done that, and they're all very successful. And I'm very proud that I could help them learn to do that.
That's the most important thing we can do as parents.
It's a lead by example, for sure. I mean, I know that you can't always do that, but in this case, I feel like my husband and I have been successful in that way.
Yeah, all 3 of your children are amazing.
Yeah,
you guys did
very proud of all of them.
Yeah, definitely.
So what that question was asking, like what your why was of why you're that way, but I kind of think that you answered that. But really quick, other than you saying that you want to make your children proud, is there any other why that keeps you showing up to CrossFit with this level after 11 years daily?
I'm very driven. In life, I'm just very driven. Like you said, that's why I worked 45 years. Fortunately, I had a job that I liked.
Yeah.
And I was very proud to be able to work 45 years in a job that I liked. I'm very committed to anything that I decide I'm going to do. And I want to do it to completion, which is CrossFit's kind of hard because I'm not at the same level of fitness as a lot of my fellow athletes. So sometimes I'll finish after the time cap and I'll do whatever I need to do to get to the end. And I may be the last one on the leaderboard all the time, but I am committed to start what I finished. I'm very driven for that. And I had a lot going on in my life prior to CrossFit where I had to make a lot of commitments to my family. I'm definitely a product of the sandwich generation, raising my kids and taking care of my elderly parents. And if you didn't know this, I did it for 22 years.
That's a job in itself.
It was. It was a job in itself, and I'm very grateful that I was able to do it. And that's part of why I didn't do any kind of athletic thing during those years. Because I was very committed to taking care of my family on both ends. So.
Wow.
Yeah,
Great
it's been a journey, and the commitment to come back after my last bout with illness. I will just tell you, if you don't feel it, you should feel it. CrossFit has given me my life, and I live to come to CrossFit. It's not my life, but it's a goal that has given me my life and a goal to come back to keep me living, because I'm not done yet.
Yeah.
I'm definitely not done yet.
Yeah. Very inspirational.
Yeah, I love that. I know that was called the sandwich thing with your janitor.
Oh yeah, that's definitely a boomer thing.
Wow. That's, yeah.
So,
Should get a medal just for that.
Yeah. So, last question, right? Question 5. There might be 6. I could be wrong. You guys know me in math. No, it's right. We talk about strength all the time. And we hear a lot about women's strength,
okay,
strength of body, like sarcopenia,
sure.
bone density, all the things that we talked about. But what does being strong mean to you?
Oh, that actually is a really good question.
Yeah.
Strong. There's different strongs. And for me, mentally strong is huge. I have to be mentally strong because I have a lot of challenges in my life that I need to overcome to keep living day by day.
Yeah.
Strong physically is huge, and I'm not where I was 5 years ago, but I'm okay because now I'm 5 years older. I can't necessarily expect myself to be where I was 5 years ago, given the health challenges that I've had. But mentally and physically strong go together. One empowers the other.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And I have to say that for me, more years of mental strength than physical strength, which has been for the last 11 years being here at CrossFit.
Yeah.
So
For the combination.
yeah, and I was going to say, yeah, that absolutely makes perfect sense, because if you're not mentally strong, you probably aren't going to go and take on some of the physical stuff anyways.
Right.
And it all starts there. So that is absolutely well. Very good stuff.
Awesome.
This
amazing.
Yeah, this is a very good episode. This question isn't on there, and you could say no because it's probably a lot. You think you could list every job that you've had?
Oh, I could.
I'm just curious. So you've already said at your father's shop.
Restaurant. I worked for a florist from 14, and I did it for many holidays. In college, I worked as a bookkeeper in an auto parts store. And then I went off to college, got my degree, got my license. I worked for, I'm very proud of it. I worked for a biotech company. They weren't called biotech in 1975. They were just a company. Biotech is a fairly new word. They are the company that was the forefathers of PCR, if you know what that is. That's how a lot of the lab testing is done now. Yeah. So I worked for the man that originated it, and I didn't know the value of it until later. Yeah. So then I went off and got my license to work as a clinical lab scientist. I've worked for UC Davis. I worked for Alta Bates. I worked for Kaiser Martinez, Kaiser Walnut Creek, Kaiser West LA, Peralta Hospital in Oakland, San Ramon Regional, Sutter Health in Dublin and in Livermore. I worked for Reproductive Science Center in San Ramon, and I worked as an office manager. I'm very OC, so I'm really good at keeping track of numbers and papers. I worked for an office manager for 15 years. And the reason why I had that job, it was really great. It was a referral from a friend. I was able to work Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m., which allowed me to take my kids to school and pick them up.
That's lovely.
All my other jobs, up until maybe the last 5 years of my career, I had to work weekends because I couldn't leave my home for an 8-hour job during the week. And my husband was home to take care of the kids. I did that for 22 years. I worked almost every weekend for 22 years. And only in the last 5 years of my career was I able to work during the day, during the week.
Yeah.
And I've worked a lot of jobs. And at one point, and this is funny, people know me, I worked 5 part-time jobs so I could work almost 40 hours in 1 week, but they were all little jobs throughout
the time.
And I had a calendar. And every event, every job, every child thing had a different color highlight. It was the only way I could keep track.
Well, yeah. Three jobs and 3 children.
Yeah,
You need all the colors.
Yeah, I needed all the colors.
Yes.
Yes. So,
Oh my God, it's incredible.
That's something else.
so I think back. That's just who I was. I don't think back that it was hard. I'm not, honestly, and I have this phrase that somebody taught me: I don't look in the rear view mirror. There were a lot of challenges that I went through, still going through, but I always look forward because I am not done living yet.
Yeah.
I mean, my best life is yet to come.
Absolutely.
And CrossFit is helping me do that.
Yeah. We're happy you're here with us.
Thank you.
You make our lives better. So thank you for adding that to everyone.
Thank you.
This is a great episode. We're a really good one to kick the new year off, because if I'm a viewer who's watching this is obviously opening up. I'm like, wow, you probably don't have anything to bitch or complain about. Obviously, hearing everything that you've been able to accomplish, from having to take care of your own kids, your own parents, still be a mom, still work all this time, and to just have this positive attitude.
Well, we're not on it.
We are.
No, yeah, we're still on. We're still on.
Oh, I've had my share of complaints, but like I said, I don't look in the rearview mirror. Those things that I complained about 10 years ago, 15 years ago, they're gone. They're done and past. I don't regret anything that I've done. Maybe I feel like I shouldn't have complained so much, but it helped me get through a lot of things. But all of those life experiences, everything, has made me become who I am. Yeah. And I'd like to be positive about it. Here's one more job.
Let me know.
Okay, so in retirement, and I took this job before I retired because I have to be busy.
You do? Yeah.
And I took a job at a women's retail clothing company, which everybody knows because they look at my clothes and wonder where I get all my clothes. And I had a goal. I wanted to inspire women to work out and to be healthy and to look good at it. That was my goal.
I love that.
Yeah,
We do.
Yeah, I loved doing. I loved helping a lot of women come in and help them choose clothes to work out in and explain to them. And I've had enough experience now with CrossFit to know how different clothes work different ways. And I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that and actually, I hope that translates here because some people have told me that I've inspired them. I have to say that everybody here inspires me because I want to be stronger and better, like a lot of people around me. But a lot of women, especially, have told me that I've inspired them to try a little harder, and that itself has made me successful in trying to achieve my goals.
It's so awesome.
Yeah.
All right. So this is usually the last part of the show. This is more for fun. This is the rapid fire where me and Lori ask you random questions. You don't have to be nervous. These are kind of fun ones. I'm going to let Lori start out with question number 1.
Okay.
And you should answer the first thing that comes to
So the fun one. Best vacation destination you've been to in your travels. What was your favorite?
Panama Canal.
Okay. I hear great things about that. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
I haven't traveled outside of North America and the Caribbean and Hawaii, but that got thwarted this year when my health prevented me from doing a European vacation. But I've traveled a lot all over, trying to make more travels with Panama Canal. Oh, and also Lake Louise and Banff.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah, beautiful places.
So we all know that your number 1 favorite CrossFit gym is ours.
Of course, absolutely.
Don't got to question that ever. But you've traveled to many gyms.
Yes, I have.
Be your next best stuff.
Gym?
Yeah, that's next best gym that you've gone to in CrossFit gym.
Oh, wow. I've been to a lot of them. They've all been hard. Because I think maybe it's more common now, but there are not many gyms that have 70-year-old members. So when I go to these gyms, it's hard for me to keep up with a lot of the people. But, I've done it so long, I know what I can modify and scale and keep up. CrossFit Fort Vancouver.
Well, is this the most recent one that you're telling me all about?
It's an awesome gym.
Give them a shout out.
CrossFit Fort Vancouver. Shout out to you.
Awesome.
So that's your new second favorite gym.
Yeah.
It's probably far, far second, but it's okay.
Oh, yeah. Oh no.
It's like, it's not close then. It's scary. You guys are right.
CrossFit San Ramon over here. Okay, we're not just joking, but no. So she was obviously telling me about this gym, and one of the workouts in a competition that she had just mentioned was something that consisted of men doing a 800-meter run followed by what a
300-pound back squat.
300-pound back squat, 22 reps,
3 rounds.
3 rounds, and you said like 22 ring muscle ups.
Yeah.
And then the females were doing
200-pound back squat.
200-pound back squats for 22 reps, as well as the 22
Like
ring
3
muscle.
rounds.
And so it almost makes me open up my eyes like
The other one that was very impressive to me was doing long walks followed by strict handstand push-up. 10 of them.
they were doing.
That's like your wall facing.
Yeah.
Push up there. Yeah.
Yeah.
So when you tell me that, it almost like puts a fire.
And I want to put a shout out to my daughter Marissa because this is her gym, and I went to watch a competition there, and I am so proud of her. And that gym is so awesome, and they were nice. It wasn't like this off the charts, snobby, whatever. It's still a CrossFit gym. They were all very friendly. It's just the level of fitness there is
Over the top.
over the top. Yeah.
So that was advanced stuff.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, I'm just kidding. No, I'll stay at the farmer's market. That's
Very cool.
wild. Wow.
Yeah, no, like I said, when she said men were doing 22 reps and 300-pound back squats, followed by 22 ring muscle ups, followed by an 800-meter run for 3 rounds, I was like, where am I at in life right now? It's filling my spot. It was like, okay, I got a ways to go. Next question.
Okay, so what was the movement in CrossFit that you were like, I'm not going to stop until I can do this?
Oh my gosh.
And we've all had many. So what was that for most people? It's a toes bar or pull up. But what was it for you? We were like, not stopping until I get there.
Handstand push-up.
Awesome.
Yeah, and I finally got it after the open. But I
Just in time for the next year.
Yes, I finally got it. Thanks
That's so
to
cool.
thanks to you guys coaching me how to do it.
Yeah.
So
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I like those.
I used to think I'd want to get ring muscle ups or bar muscle ups, but honestly, those may be a little bit beyond my level of strength. Maybe. I mean, you never know. But the handstand push-up was a big one.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Good job with it.
Next question. So this is the one that I ask everyone who's on the show. What was heard it 100 times. So if you could have dinner and speak with anybody dead or alive, they could be famous or someone who you were close with, any superstar, anyone. You could ask them and talk to them about anything. Who would that person be?
Wow. My dad. I haven't had my dad for 40 years. He died when I was young. And I miss my dad.
Yeah.
I miss all the things that he missed in my life as well.
So,
My dad.
yeah. I love it.
I'll let you wrap it up. Well, for something more light. I'm a little emotional right now.
No, I know. I'm like, oh no. Lori Frankie does her hair and makeup and sobs in the episode. No, what's happening? No, okay, that was beautiful. I was, yeah. I totally understand what you're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. All right, so what is, you said you couldn't go on your European vacation. So what is your next big trip coming up that you can't wait for, or that you're ready to start planning if you haven't already?
Oh. Everybody knows my husband loves Las Vegas. Las Vegas.
Yeah.
So we're going there next weekend.
Okay.
Yeah. And we're going with 6 couples.
Oh, what was a big fun?
So it'll be fun. A lot of eating.
That's it.
Going to
It's in Vegas, stays in Vegas.
Yeah,
So,
but I come back here. So I feel like
right off.
yeah. And then actually we're going to be doing a nice cruise around the Caribbean and yeah. So that's fun. I just unfortunately feel like I can't be too far away from healthcare. So traveling overseas is not quite in the picture right now.
Someday.
Yeah, someday.
Yeah. Awesome.
Evelyn, thank you so much
Thank you.
for being willing to come on here and share your life story in a small scale, obviously, to us. It definitely means a lot, and hopefully you continued to inspire even more people who watch this.
Well, thank you.
Sure.
I don't ever think of myself as inspiring people, but if I do, then I'm grateful that God has given me the grace to do that as well. Yeah.
Yeah. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right, San Ramon, stay consistent. Until next time, we'll see you next week.